Hey all, it's Nikki from Plant Parenthood. I am going to repot my Florida Ghost. I believe it's a Florida Ghost. It's pretty minty, it just has been in the shade, but there's one leaf in there, oops, that you can see that's pretty, let's see. Can you see it? There we go. It's pretty minty. I am hoping it's not reverting back. I don't even know if these can revert back, but I am going to repot it. There's been some soil loss here and it's getting big for this pot. I started it basically with 1 or 2 leaves and I've had it about a year. I've had it under grow lights all winter. So, oh, here it is. It is a Florida mint. It's a Florida mint, which is why I always keep my little tags so that I remember. But anyway, I am going to give it a glow up. I may have to go back to my garage and grab a stick that works, but let's go ahead and get started with it. I think I can at least support it for now. I have thought about propagating this one, and I'm sorry if y'all can't hear me very well. I just destroyed my microphone and I'm waiting for another one, so I'm hoping this comes across okay. I mean, it's not happy in this pot, so it's time to glow up. I thought about doing some propagations with this, but I actually, since it is a full bushy plant, I'm going to keep it that way. I may decide to do it at some other time, but for now, I'm just doing this. I have a little pack because of the soil drainage, and I didn't do it with this one, and you can tell that the soil has drained out of the pot, but I like to, with these big holes, put a piece of landscape fabric down at the bottom to cover the hole. It still allows drainage, but it won't lose the soil as quickly. And yes, you'll notice I have glued this pot back. It has broken. I don't mind that look. I actually like the old look to pots, even the broken ones. Plus, I like to reuse everything that I can. If it still is useful, I don't like to throw it out. I like sustainable gardening. Sustainable gardening is absolutely important to me. So I've got some glue marks here as well, and I don't think it detracts at all. Do what you want if you don't like the pots or you like the look of the new pots. I understand that as well, and I think that does have a good look for some people, especially if that's what you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead, these Florida mints, I mean, my aeroids always like terracotta. You could use ceramic planters, but ceramic planters don't dry out as quickly, and I love terracotta because I actually feel like it gives me more control over the watering, because if you don't know already, I am a self-admitted heavy waterer. I like to water my plants, so I like to do a lot of terracotta. I like to, especially for my aeroids, because I tend to overwater if I don't. I'm going to put it in the same mix that it's in, which is my epiphytic soil that I like. I use equal portions of cactus soil, perlite, and orchid bark in all of my philodendrons, most of my philodendrons. If I don't use sphagnum on my philodendrons and Hoya, I do use this mix, and they do really well for me here in Austin, where it's humid most of the time, and with my watering habits. So, and in the summer, I know that I'm just gonna have to water more and more, and that's okay by me. I am going to, actually, I'm not gonna disturb this root ball very much because it is hot outside, and I will keep this inside for a few days because it's like 108 degrees here, and that's just not a good recipe for success, because I do not like repotting this time of year and keeping plants outside. It's just too stressful. But after about a few days, maybe even a week, she's gonna fall in and do just fine, and I'll be able to put her outside She doesn't go in the direct sun. These philodendrons like filtered sun or morning sun, evening shade, afternoon shade. So I've got a place just perfect for her, but I also want to give her a chance to recover. All right, that's a little too much soil, so I'm going to, and it's a real loose packed soil. So you want to plant, whenever you're doing repots, and this pot is a little too big, but it's really the only pot I have to use that's not the same size, because this pot is actually too little. So we're just gonna go with this. We're gonna be really careful with the watering. You want to pot them up at the same level as they were in their last pot. And ideally, you just wanna go up one pot size. I just don't have that, so I'm going to risk it. If you don't have the size pot that you need and you feel like you need to pot up, actually that's a little too much. If you feel like you need to pot up bigger than you want to because of the supplies that you do have, just be really careful with the watering. You just know that with extra soil that they are going to require less water. It may be riskier to water them fully, so you just got to keep that in mind. It's not ideal. I wish I had a pot one size smaller than this, but I don't. And I'm not planning on going and buying pots anytime soon. And she really is in desperate need of getting out of that last pot and having a repot. So we're gonna do this instead. All right, so you'll notice I've got her at the same level she was. And here's a root. I am gonna give her that root back. I'm kind of burying it more. There we go. And it's okay if it's partially up there. There we go. All right. I'm gonna just put these poles in just to support her until I get her a bigger pole, because she's so reliant on this support that she's just gonna topple over if I don't do something right now. And I just find spots that, let me get closer. I just find spots where I can put her stems around and then put this Velcro. It's plant Velcro that I can offer her this support. This is a little much for the Velcro, so I'm going to cut it. All right, and then I'm going to put another stick. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna put another stick right inside here to keep her from leaning forward. It won't go all the way to the bottom, and it's just a temporary stick. I mean, I'll leave it in there, but I'm gonna get her a bigger stick because I want her to climb. Ideally, to give her a moss pole would be the best situation. I just need to get more sphagnum, and I'll probably do a moss pole for her soon. And when I do, I will post that. Anyway, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous. It's a Florida mint. And I'm hoping now that she's in a bigger pot and she's gonna get more water, I can put her in a little bit more sun and hopefully get this pretty mint back. I hope she hasn't lost that. But even if she did, I think she's beautiful and I'm happy to have her. All right, thank you.